What's the craziest time your patience was tested to the max? I've always been the kind of girl who avoids drama at all costs. Like, if two people start arguing in front of me, I'll literally turn around and walk the other direction. I hate confrontation. It's exhausting. Most of my friends joke that I'm emotionally waterproof because nothing ever seems to get under my skin. But this one girl at school tested every ounce of patience I had left. It started in the cafeteria. I'm standing in line waiting for fries, half asleep, minding my business, when someone slams into my shoulder hard enough to almost make me drop my tray. I turn around thinking maybe it was an accident. Nope. This girl just stares at me and goes, "Watch where you're standing." Like, what? She walked into me. I almost laughed because it was so ridiculous. But she kept staring like she wanted me to argue back. I just said, "Okay," and walked away because I wasn't about to fight over cafeteria fries at 8 in the morning. But after that, she kept showing up everywhere. Hallway, she'd shoulder check me walking past. Class, she'd make little comments loud enough for me to hear. Bus rides home, suddenly she always had something to complain about if I was sitting near her. At first, I honestly thought maybe she confused me with somebody else, because there's no way a normal person wakes up every day and dedicates that much energy to hating someone who barely talks. Then came the field trip. Our grade took this 3-hour bus ride to some history museum nobody cared about. Teachers were already stressed, kids screaming everywhere, people throwing snacks across the aisle like wild animals. I got to the bus early and grabbed a window seat near the middle, put my headphones on, planned to sleep the entire ride. 5 minutes later, guess who stomps onto the bus? She sees me sitting there and immediately goes, "Move." I looked behind me thinking maybe her friend sat there or something. "No," she says, "that's my seat." Girl, it's a public school bus, not a throne. I told her there were literally 20 empty seats. She crosses her arms and goes, "I'm not sitting anywhere else." Everyone nearby stopped talking because they knew something was about to happen. Now normally, I would have moved. Seriously, I hate conflict that much. But something about the attitude pushed me over the edge. Maybe it was because I barely slept the night before. Maybe because I'd been dealing with her nonsense for weeks. Maybe because I was tired of acting like being patient meant letting people walk all over me. So I stayed sitting. She rolls her eyes, throws her bag at my feet, and squeezes into the seat next to me while muttering insults the entire time. Loud enough for everyone to hear. The whole ride she kept elbowing me, accidentally, kept pushing against me every time the bus turned. At one point she even grabbed my headphone out of my ear and said, "Are you deaf or just stupid?" That was the moment my patience finally snapped. I turned toward her, took my headphone back and said, "Do you ever get tired of acting miserable every second of your life?" The entire bus went dead silent. You know those moments where everybody suddenly stops talking because they know something huge is about to happen? Yeah, that, her face went completely red. She stood up yelling about how disrespectful I was, how I thought I was better than everybody, all this insane stuff that made zero sense. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there, wondering how this girl turned, stealing my headphone, into a full courtroom speech. The teacher finally came over asking what happened, and before she could even answer, half the bus started defending me. Apparently everyone was sick of her. One guy literally said, "Miss, she's been harassing her for like a month." And suddenly everybody started piling on with their own stories about this girl being rude to them too. She went from acting tough to dead silent in like 10 seconds. She spent the rest of the trip sitting alone in the very back of the bus. And honestly, that was the craziest part. Not the yelling, not the argument. It was realizing that being patient too long just taught people they could keep disrespecting me without consequences.